Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, Steven Spielberg,
Hola.
Rita Moreno. Wow.
Together again.
Thanks for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to start with Rita. What was your first thought when you learned that they were going to do, a remake of this film that, of course, you were part of it years ago?
I'm glad you asked that because I had a reaction that was not the most positive in the world. I mean, first of all, Spielberg has always been one of my favorite directors, ever. And E.T. is in my heart forever. But I was a little worried about Tony Kushner, this great playwright, because I felt, I don't know, he's a little dark. I don't know, how's that going to work? Then I get a call from this fellow who says, we would like to have you, I'm on the phone, we would like to have you in the film, and are you interested? And I did my kindest voice I put on, and I said, I'm so flattered, and I don't want to tell you how to make your movie, but I don't do cameos, and I don't think that this would suit your film, it would distract. And he says, no, there's an actual real part for you. She's Doc's widow, her name is Valentina, and she's Puerto Rican, as a matter of fact. And I said, can I read the script? And that's how it came about.
And Steven, why you thought a remake of West Side Story was necessary today?
Well, I don't consider this a remake of the 1961 film that Rita was in. I consider this a reimagining of the original 1957 Broadway musical. And so Tony and I never had the intention to ever remake a great film like West Side Story by Robert Wise and Jerome Robbins. We only wanted to adapt and find our own way into the original Broadway production and make it our own, which is, I think, what we've done.
And Rita, what do you think this movie brings new or adds to the story?
It has become even more relevant now than it ever was. I mean, you know what's going on in the United States. I don't have to tell you about that. And it's a reliving, again, of something that actually happened. When that area, El Barrio, was torn down to make room, it was called San Juan Hill at the time. And it turned into Lincoln Center. And it is just a complete reimagining. And it is so brilliant, it just makes my ears red. I don't know how else to describe it. I get so excited. And we had the opening last night, as you may know, and it was sensational. God, I was going to say, the two C's, CC.
And what do you think of this, Anita? And I think Ariana, the boss, is great here, but I want to hear your opinion, Rita.
Oh, I agree. I think she's fabulous. I'll tell you this right out in front. I think she's a far superior dancer to what I was. She's a really terrific dancer. And the fact that Steven chose to cast an Afro-Latina, I've always loved that. It is so right. But all of the casting of the Hispanic actors is on the money. They were not going to make the mistakes that were made. I can say this as a participant in the other film. They were not about to make the mistakes that were made in the first version. But without that one, we would not have a second one. So it all works out evenly.
Well said.
Rita, in your documentary, you talk about how that movie, some Puerto Ricans were not very happy as how Anita talks about Puerto Rico.
Right.
Do you think that how this new movie touches that way of seeing Puerto Rico from Anita's perspective?
The Puerto Rican community was so sensitive to begin with. And the fact that the Puerto Rican boys were depicted as una pandilla, as a gang, was not exactly thrilling to some Puerto Ricans. To others who were in the majority, which is interesting, they forgave it. And I think one of the reasons they forgave it because I was there. And when I represented, I really represented Anita. But they also forgot that this is Anita's opinion. It's not the playwright. It's not the director. This is Anita saying, no, this is where I want to be because it's great. And they turned it around, Stephen Sondheim, so that they were saying, yeah, but you think America's so terrific? And that's what the number really is about, right?
Yeah, the number is a conversation. It's just a conversation between two people very much in love, Bernardo and Anita, about the virtues of America and the virtues of being loyal and with fidelity to Puerto Rico, and that's what the number's about. This version doesn't demonize Puerto Rico at all. Even in the number America, it's much more of a number having to do with just where do I feel more comfortable right now? I'm earning a living. I have a dream. Anita says in our version of the film, she wants to open up a dress shop someday. She's firmly here. She wants to stay here. And Bernardo is also saying, I'm working here. By the way, all the sharks in our movie have jobs. The Jets don't have jobs, and many of them are homeless. The Puerto Ricans migrated here to earn a living and to be able to chase down the American dream. But the Jets are much more like juvenile delinquents in this story.
And I have to wrap, but I have to ask you the last one, Mr. Spielberg. Why do you feel that you needed Rita Moreno in this movie?
Well,
yes, why?
Well, because she's a great actor, number one.
That's true.
Number two, because she's legacy, and she was going to be able to inspire my entire cast just with her presence and just with her support. She brought our 60 cast members, dancers, singers, actors, together in a series of encounters, of lectures, of just conversations while we were rehearsing. She brought our company together, and I felt that deserved and earned her the right to be on my side of the camera when she wasn't in front of the camera, to be our executive producer, which is what she is.
It's amazing to see her in the movie. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Qué lindo, ¿verdad? Qué lindo.
Sí, muy lindo.
Tan
Muchas gracias.
orgullosa, tan orgullosa.
Thank you.